Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Baahubali 2. Semicolon. The conclusion.
Semicolon. The flashback.
Welcome back to Guilty Pleasures, Ian Hecox.
Woo! Hello. Thank you.
Baahubali expert.
Thank you. Baahubali. I don't know about Baahubali expert.
No, but you are, and so we watched, Garrick, Ian, and I watched the movie together.
I was busy, so.
Yeah, you were busy at a premiere for a film that you're in.
Yeah. Check out The School Duel. It's really fucking dark.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Sounds dark.
I said to you afterwards, like, genuinely, thank you for bringing this movie into my life.
Yeah. Why? How did you set up such a special experience? I heard it was so fun. What was so great about it? I don't know.
Night? We ordered some Mexican food.
Yeah.
We had some bubbly waters.
Couldn't be bothered with Indian.
That's actually a good point.
We could have, you know what? We could have, and it didn't occur to me.
But that also feels a little
on the
racist.
Really? Yeah. Racist?
I don't know. It just feels like, oh, we're watching an Indian movie. Let's put on Indian.
Bitch,
also,
it's to be
Indian
in
booze.
the world. It's immersive theater.
But also, like, we could have like ordered like South Indian food, and this could be a movie not from the south of India.
Right.
And that would have been
a
whole
thing.
Expert and you know,
really messed up.
Yeah. Very offensive.
Kelsey?
No, I
that's
don't
why
think
we have
much.
to end the show, because we're always teetering on the edge.
Well, and I know we did
lot.
get some comments that in the first Baahubali video that we did that were like, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
that is fair.
And you know what? We came back for this other one with knowing no more.
They've known this the whole time.
Apologies, we did not do our studies.
Nope.
We don't know any more about the culture or the mythology behind
Feel bad.
Baahubali.
Nope.
We apologize in advance.
Yeah.
But we do know it looks sick. Like, that's all you need to know.
We're enthusiastic fans.
Yeah.
Coming in anew, and we're here to spread the gospel of Baahubali.
And then also, like, when you watch an American movie, you don't know about, like, fucking, I don't know, like, the South. Like, when you're just like, oh, well, this took place in New York. I don't know anything about New York. I don't, who cares?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
You're watching Top Gun, and it's like, you don't know what an F-14 Tomcat is?
Is that a real
so
one?
Offensive. It's like, I don't, why? Or maybe it's just that America doesn't deserve to be learned about.
No, absolutely that.
That might be the case.
I may not know much about...
We know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah. But I do know one thing. This movie absolutely fucking rips.
Fucking rips.
Oh, yeah.
You thought one was good.
Rips hard.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Did you guys like this one more than the first one?
Yeah. And
I did because we were together.
Yeah.
I feel like this one... Yeah, because the boys, you know? The boys.
Guys, we cracked open a couple of beers.
Like this movie, it's more about the men than the women. I get it.
That is so valid.
I don't have a big plot line this episode, guys. Spoiler alert, I wasn't involved much.
The love interest from the first movie, who the movie is about.
Yeah.
has
Avantika.
3 shots in this film.
Remember her? Wow.
Unbelievable.
Well, and she, like, in the first one, she's in it a bunch until they, like, get married, and they're like, all right, you're of no use to me.
You fulfilled your purpose, lady.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, this is our penultimate episode.
Yeah.
This is the second to last. We have the Guilty Pleasures live finale. If you're in Los Angeles, you can come see us in person. We're going to be at Dynasty Typewriter on 420. And then you can also live stream it. So go to dynastytypewriter.com. You can get all the information there. And then if you don't come in person, we'll have a cut down of it a week later.
Wow.
So come party with us. I'm going to do my best here, and I'm going to need help to kind of set the scene of what Baahubali 2 is about.
Well, you have to start at the ending of the first one.
Yeah, please. Recap for those who didn't get to watch, therefore did not understand that this was a flashback.
Oh, because, you were like, I didn't really totally understand it. And we're like, and then Zach, you mentioned, well, it was all mostly a flashback.
And I was like, what? That's when I texted Rainie and said, I watched the first 3 minutes and I was like, okay, this is a flashback. I get it. Hey, can you buy the American dubbed? Because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And she went, yeah. Hold on. Uh-oh, I have news. There is no English dubbed version.
As it should be.
My reading comprehension skills are low.
Before I even talk about the specifics of Baahubali, this is basically what the movie is.
Yeah.
Imagine if Star Wars
Mhm.
were 2 films.
Okay.
Right.
The first movie ends with Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Movie 2 begins,
Star Wars Episode 1.
and it's the whole prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to see all 3 prequels of how Anakin became Darth Vader,
Yeah.
except in this movie he's not evil.
I can't
And then the
believe
final
that.
20 minutes is the final Luke
Fight
versus
between
Darth
the two. Yeah.
Vader lightsaber duel.
Love it.
Yes.
That is Baahubali.
Dude,
Yeah.
that makes this make so much more
Yeah.
fucking sense.
Yeah.
Well, because we were like watching the movie and we kept pausing it, being like, okay, we're an hour and a half in and it's still
A flash.
a flashback. When is it gonna get to the actual like part that the first movie ended on?
I wrote it down because it's unbelievable. It is.
How long is the movie? How
3
Probably
hours.
2.5 hours long.
2.5
or something?
hours.
You do not get back to the present
Yeah.
until 2 hours and 10 minutes in.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Fuck
so
yes.
sick.
It
It's
rips.
so good. And to Kelsey's defense, I think part of why it is confusing is because Baahubali,
Yeah.
Shiva, and his father are played by the same actor.
Yeah.
So
Because
there's
there's
2 Baahubali.
Just one
Yeah.
has better facial
Oh
hair
my
than the
God.
other.
Yeah.
I think I need to rewatch this. Anything I say here is not going to be helpful. I'm
That's
here
so
to
funny.
listen.
Well,
But how
luckily
does it
they
make you
both
feel?
luckily they both have the last name of Baahubali, so calling him Baahubali is okay.
Yeah.
That was also confusing because I thought he died at one point,
Yeah.
which now I'm finding out he did,
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
but it was his dad.
Daddy
Daddy.
dies.
Right.
Daddy.
God, I was confused. I was so confused. Hey, you know what? It only took how many episodes of this show have we done? 200?
Almost.
It only took
Wow.
200 episodes for me to shut the fuck up and listen. So take it away, boys. Something I'll
God.
never
I
say
can't wait
again.
for John Wick 5 to have like his son, John Wick's son, being played by Keanu Reeves. And that's gonna fucking
Whoa.
rip.
That would be awesome.
Why don't we do that more? is
Should
the
we write
question.
John Wick 5?
I mean it's coming out.
Let's
It's-
write
Let's
it.
do it.
Let's Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Warner
hit us
Brothers?
up.
Hit us up. Okay, so first Baahubali, you have this baby at the bottom of a giant waterfall who is raised. There's a prophecy, sort of, something calling to him. His name is Baahubali. He rises to the top of the waterfall and finds an ancient kingdom where everyone loves him because he actually is the chosen one. Everyone recognizes him, and it turns out Baahubali was meant to lead the people. I'm speedrunning, I'm conflating, but that's sort of what it is. There's Katapa, who is a slave who is sworn to serve the kingdom.
Yeah.
But he loves Baahubali. He respects Baahubali. He's the fucking man. We love Katapa. And at the end of the first movie, he says, Baahubali, it is I who killed you. And it cuts to, boom, Katapa stabbing our man Baahubali in the back. Rather, his father.
His father, yeah.
That is the end
Yeah.
of Baahubali 1.
Yeah.
Baahubali 2
Yeah.
brings us back in time for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Where we see the origin of Baahubali, his friendship with Katapa, his rivalry with his brother Bala, his love with Baahubali's mother, Davasina, and the evil daddy with the little arm and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The godmother. I'm sorry, not the godmother.
The aunt. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
his
you
aunt?
got,
ants,
you
the
got the
ants.
mom / aunt.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so basically, Baahubali, the senior, has a brother of sorts. So you have Bala.
Yeah, I think we need to say Baahubali Senior and
Yeah,
Baahubali
junior,
Junior.
because my
Sure.
So that we can-
genuinely-
Most of the movie is Baahubali Senior.
Most of the movies
For
are
this,
Senior.
for number
because
two.
legit, y'all, I even watched this when I was in the shower. I put it in my little cell phone shower holder because I was like, I
just-
can't.
And you
I
were
can't
reading
step away.
subtitles in
Yeah,
the
as
in a
the
little
water
phone.
was like-
Nuts.
fucking
That's
fault. Don't put
why
this on air.
this
What are
happened.
you talking about?
Yeah,
Disgrace to
it's not
cinema.
fucking reading comprehension.
I had shit to do, and I was going, man, this is kind of like the first one. It's Baahubali versus his evil brother, and the aunt is breastfed them both.
Did you accidentally watch the second one the first time?
No.
Guys,
Feels
I
like
can't
different
say I did it.
movies.
No, I remember the waterfall and the
In
finger
the
point.
hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have the
Oh.
queen of the kingdom, and she has 2 sons. One of birth, which is Bala, and then
He's fine.
her
He's very handsome.
her niece, I believe,
Yeah.
who she raises as Baahubali, who she raises as her own.
Yeah.
Lots of shit happens. Will Baahubali overtake Bala to save the kingdom? And I'm talking Baahubali Jr. We won't know until we see what happened. Why did Katapa backstab our boy? How did Bala come to enslave Baahubali Jr.'s mother? What will come of the kingdom? Will Baahubali Jr. fulfill his destiny to save the world? This is Baahubali 2, the conclusion.
Wow.
There it is.
Let's just, enough with the plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I could hear it again one more time.
I want to talk about how this movie made us feel.
Yes.
Because from the beginning, like, okay, we've talked about SSR as a director now twice. He did RRR. He did Baahubali 1. This guy cooks on a level that I don't know that anyone in this country
America
is capable.
Doesn't deserve it though. Like we don't deserve that greatness. If
Yeah,
he came
so
over here, they
fine.
tried to fucking
I feel like
give
it
him
wouldn't be
studio
good.
notes.
Imagine giving notes to this movie, like as a
Yeah, we
as
don't
an
deserve
exec.
it.
It's just like he'd leave.
We deserve to be watching from the bleachers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm into that.
The action is so silly,
Yeah.
but badass
Yeah.
and fun, and it has no interest in being grounded in reality.
No.
Yeah.
You ever wanted to
There's
see a
just-
and
palm
he's-
tree be a catapult with people
Yeah.
attached to it?
So I
Well-
thought we were gonna wait until the end to talk about that, but yeah, no, we're talking about
I was
it
just
now.
saying some of the
That is-
special effects.
So
That is
yeah, cool. Because I was because that scene was coming up, and I was like, okay, you guys have probably seen this clip, and you clocked it.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the clip. Oh my god! And so you started losing it, Zach. I wish I was filming this because
Yeah.
like you were losing it. Zach was just mouth agape, silent, just like
Eyes
the
widened.
whole time when they like. I don't know if you show.
Can you
clips on this.
explain what is happening here for the audio listeners?
Sure. So they have to get inside the castle. They raise the gate. So they have to get over the wall to save the mom because she got kidnapped again.
Classic.
And-
As moms do.
Women, am I right?
And so this is Baahubali Jr.
Okay, thank
He's
you.
back. This is the final 20 minutes.
This is the final 20 minutes.
Okay, so we're back to
already
the
jumping to the end.
And
Okay.
so they decide that what they're going to do is they're going to bend back these palm trees to use them as human catapults. And basically, they get like 6 dudes with shields to all stand on the palm tree. Then they let go of the palm
They
tree.
they hold hands.
They hold
hold hands.
Don't forget about holding hands.
They let go of the palm tree. It flings them 3 miles through the air.
yeah.
And they form into a ball.
Uh-huh.
And then they land on the other side of the wall. And they just kind of bounce out. And also, they're like smashing through like their defenses and everything.
Yeah.
And they just like bounce out and they're perfectly fine.
Yes.
And that's like the lowest version of the action in the film. I feel like that's like the child's play version of how insane the action is in these fight scenes.
I just have no interest in realism.
I don't.
I watch this and I go, yeah, this makes me happier. We were hooting, we were hollering,
Yep.
we were clapping and
Yep.
screaming.
Yep.
There is again, we're at the end here, but Baahubali at one point dives off a building. Junior,
Yeah.
knee first.
Yes.
Yes.
When he jumps from like 50 feet up, one knee. One knee.
Like a can opener?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And he uses his knee as like a jackhammer to burst open someone's chest plate.
Yeah.
It's like a WWE move where it's like, oh, well, when you concentrate it all in one knee, that makes it, oh, that's his secret.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine an alternate reality where The Dark Knight never happened.
Yes.
Where there was never any seriousness to our films.
Right.
And they just decided to go as big as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Another moment that made us scream with applause is Baahubali is like teasing.
Which one?
Senior,
Thank you.
is teasing Davicino, who he wants to be his wife, but he's pretending to be not himself. And she's like, I want to know who you are. Tell me, I know you're someone great. And she takes a torch and slaps it on his chest.
She lights the motherfucker on fire.
She literally goes, fuck you, show me who you are. Baahubali just stands. His fucking gorgeous hair flowing back, his beard, his
like peasant clothes that he's wearing.
Slowly starts to light on fire.
Yeah.
And it's like emanates from the middle of his chest plate. Like if he had an Iron Man chest plate. Through his entire body is on fire, and it burns away the clothes, revealing this gold-plated armor chest plate underneath.
With like his family crest on it, right?
Everyone shakes and drops to their knees, and they go, Baahubali, Baahubali. Oh,
and like
that rips.
As it's burning away, Katapa is saying his name, like the whole sentence
He's like,
of
mother
his
of
name.
dragons.
Exactly. And it's just like the backdrop of that moment, and you're like, fuck yes. And like the music is swelling. It's such a good fucking moment to just be like, no, I am him, and I have been him this entire time.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Therapy can feel like a really big investment, but the most important investment that you can make is the state of your mind. With traditional in-person therapy, it can be very costly. It can be time costly, right? Having to drive across town or leave work, what have you. That's really hard. It was something that I struggled to work into my life. Working with BetterHelp online therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. You pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, which saves you big on cost and time. So now therapy can work into your life, not the other way around. It's really helpful to have that one time a week that's just all about me and processing my thoughts. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it's convenient. You can join a session with a click of a button. Your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp.com/guiltypleasures to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/guiltypleasures.
I really did like that whole sequence in the beginning. Like the first 25, 30 minutes is Baahubali Senior, who I now thought, I really thought he was cheating on our girl. Like, I was like, what happened to the what? Like, fuck. And he has to go on this like journey and with Katapa, and he goes to visit. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And goes to visit this princess, and he's like, but she can't know because then she's gonna be like just a little sugar baby and be like
a gold digger.
Daddy.
You did understand.
Some of it. And so he has to pretend to be dumb, stupid, and unathletic. Have you seen this man? We're supposed to pretend that he's like an invalid because he's ripped as shit and that hair, my God, I'm jealous. And so I did enjoy that in the very beginning because that was the only time in this whole series I saw a woman being badass as fuck.
Right. Well, yeah.
Because like there's that scene where they're like, okay, we want that princess to be like, we want her to get married to my son. So like we're going to send her jewelry for over a year, her entire family, clothes made out of gold, and tell her, come on, we've chosen you, princess. You're going to marry my son.
This is Baahubali, the queen, sends this all on her son's request, thinking that her other son is in love with this.
She's like, I can buy her. That's how this works. And she goes, little scroll man, take out your pen, lick that tip, bitch. And she says, actually, I'm going to give you some fucking jewelry, bitch. I'm going to give you some gold-plated shorts, bitch. You come to me.
Well, what she said is that you've shown me everything I need to know about your son, that he can't come in person.
Yeah, he can't go.
To ask me for my hand, that he needs his mommy.
Hide behind her.
Oh,
No,
didn't she like send him a knife to be like, go like
tie a knot around the knife and like show me that he's ready to like seal the deal.
I think
you pussy ass bitch.
I think the craziest thing. Well, I mean, this is like a thing that's in a lot of like Indian cinema where they have to be like every genre, but like Katapa, who's like this badass general. Like in the first one, you're like, oh, he's this like honor bound, like badass warrior. In the first like half of the second movie, he is a comedic like character,
like a little
like
side
he's a
jester.
silly, he's like a silly guy.
Yeah.
He's an oaf.
Yeah.
He went from doing like, I'm a badass soldier sworn by oath to loyalty forever, to being like slapstick comedy, goofy, tripping over himself. That is crazy range. And it's the same character.
Yeah.
Wow, he didn't age much.
They gave him like a whiter beard,
Yeah.
I think.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was already bald in the first one,
That's a good
and
point.
then they just
Right.
replaced his beard with, I guess, something darker, or
He just has
a
a darker beard in
Yeah,
in the flashbacks.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, see, in my mind, thinking this was the other way around, I thought he got so much power, he became like a little silly goofball. He was like, oh, I'm so powerful. I don't need to be like that serious anymore. I can relax a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know an analogy here, except again, like to go back to Star Wars. And it's if, okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi, old Obi-Wan goes to recruit Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then you see him in the flashbacks. He's like, "Oh, you yuck!"
Yeah.
He turns into Goofy.
Oh, gosh, gosh, Anakin,
Yeah.
you don't do that.
Yeah.
Goofy's Canadian.
Oh my god. But yeah, it could also be like, because I killed my friend, I am now a broken man. You know, I'm now a little bit darker and a little bit more badass, I guess. If you were the now being in the first movie,
I don't think that.
yeah. And it's just like, I betrayed my best friend. This is when times were a little bit easier, and I was a little bit nicer and more fun loving, and you know, I had
haven't
to do
been
what I had to
hardened
do.
by the world yet.
Yeah.
You mentioned the sequence. So Baahubali goes to find himself a princess, but he is in disguise. This is before the fire and the chest plate and everything.
Oh, fucking
And
sick.
so he's going up against, there's another prince who wants Davicina's hand.
What a
And-
dope that guy is.
And he is Kumara. He is like,
Cuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's so excited to be cucked. When it finally happens, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what you needed.
And people like cock. Don't kink shame.
I'm not. This is what he needed.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, shouts out to White Lotus. You know?
Fair enough.
But he, Davicina, our princess, she is unbelievable. She's an incredible archer. She's super skilled at everything. And so they're doing these competitions, and the prince-to-be is trying to prove his worth. And Baahubali is sort of the oaf, pretending to be an oaf, following him around saying, oh, I ain't shit. And he'll bump into the guy every time he's shooting an arrow, creating the most unbelievable shots.
Yeah.
At one point, they're on different chariots chasing down a boar.
Yeah.
And at one point, Baahubali knocks into him, making his arrow ricochet off her arrow
Yeah.
to be a
Into-
perfect bullseye in the pig's heart. Which, by the way, they massacred like 14 pigs just for
And they
funsies.
didn't even pick him up. I was confused. I thought we were hunting for food.
They were wild
or-
boar. They were
yeah.
wild boar. They needed
Invasive.
to be. Yeah.
They
Invasive
are,
species.
actually. We had those in my backyard growing
Yeah,
up.
we still hunt them to this day.
Yeah.
Which
Damn,
is,
very
yeah.
Yeah, they
invasive.
root.
Yeah.
They like to root shit up with their
Oh,
little
is that
tusks.
it?
Yeah.
There was there's a moment early on where Davicina's like, she's mad at Baahubali for like pretending to be an oaf. She's like starting to catch on, and she walks up to him and trips. And it's in slow motion. His
Oh, yeah.
spidey sense kicks in, and he reaches his hand out and catches her by the belly, which I feel like has to mean more
Yeah,
in
it's-
Indian, because like it's
It's
also
like
the
skin
one-
to skin
it's the-
contact or something. Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
the-
If somebody touched me there right now, I'd be that's
like,
the most
"Ooh."
vulnerable
Yeah.
position I'd
Yeah.
ever be in.
Well, it's also
But
her
she-
outfit. She has the exposed midriff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she also felt that his hands were the ones, like they were calloused.
Oh,
like the
like
ones
they were
on
a warrior's
warriors'
hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
And imagine, oh my god, being caught by the belly. I'd be like, oh,
Yeah, being caught by the
tickle.
belly, and then you have scratches on your belly
by
now
those
because
big
it's so
strong
hard.
hands.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody believes you were a little stupid oaf.
Yeah.
You fool nobody.
Well, there is random, nameless, faceless goons who try and take over the castle.
The bandits.
The
Several
bandits.
times.
Yeah,
They're all
which
just
which
named.
like we're all color coordinated.
Every
Like
time.
they all decided to wear the same color clothes, which is very nice for a group
For
of bandits.
bandits.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
the Google Calendar
Yeah.
linked up, obviously.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right,
today we're
right.
red, guys.
Was there any? I might have missed this, but was there any type of like signifier saying like, "Oh, we get attacked by this group of bandits a bunch" or
I
something
think
like
they
that?
did. They did mention it. Well, yeah, because when he's like getting water and all of a sudden all the dead bodies float up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they're like, yeah, bandits have been roaming.
That was a
dead
nuts
bodies.
ass shot. Like, that's a lot of like extras. I don't know. I don't know how they
It's
pull
not
that off.
CGI, this
It's probably
movie.
cheaper to like get extras to do that than to get a bunch of like buy a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, or do CGI. I bet
Yeah.
that's also harder to pull off.
It's very funny too because they're walking by the water and he reaches down
Yeah.
to get a drink and then one body floats up and then you turn around and 100 bodies have floated up at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, first of all, how did you not see this?
Right.
And
Right.
don't drink that water. my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Put
Or
it,
do, I don't know, strengthen the immune system.
I love the bandits they're getting ready to seize the castle and they go, Jeff, we said we were wearing purple today.
Yeah,
Get
it's
out of
verbal.
here. You're ruining
You
the
get to stay.
Instagram aesthetic.
Also, so many bandits.
So
So
what?
many.
There's like
bandits.
They should
50,000
team
bandits.
up.
A lot
Like
of bandits.
start an army together.
Yeah.
It's probably, I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely like an army or like a traveling army of bandits, you know,
Right.
like
Like
Vikings
pirates.
or whatever.
Like a
Oh.
Genghis Khan situation.
Yeah. But like even
Mm.
still, it's kind of nuts how like pristine their stuff was.
Yeah, they were
Truly.
bankrolling someone.
Yeah.
I'm
Well
replaying this
equipped.
in my head. Kelsey was like, "Oh, the first 20 minutes when he's trying to go win a princess. This is like the first hour and a half of the movie."
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the first time
Yeah,
doing
guys,
this at all.
I was fucking confused.
Yeah.
Because the very beginning was her with the coals
With
on her head.
Yeah.
And
And
Fuck,
doing
okay,
the-
pause.
yeah.
Let's go
Pause.
back to the beginning.
Yeah.
This is fucking important
Fire.
and badass.
Yeah.
okay. Like every 26 years they do this festival where she like walks for like, what is that, 50 miles or
Jesus.
something to like deliver this like bed of coals to light at this temple.
On her
Yeah.
head.
And
And
the rule
It's
is
almost Olympic.
She can't
in a way.
stop.
you can't stop moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's balancing. So like one, it's like a balancing. You have to balance it on your head, but it's also burning hot coals.
Yeah.
And you can't stop moving forward. So they're doing this big ceremony. And then, oh no, the elephants have gone feral.
Oh no, not those cray elephants.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
I hate it.
That's why we invented ketamine. No one had ketamine.
Elephants?
Yeah, to knock the mass down.
Oh,
Someone
that was
had to
for
take 'em
horses,
down.
right?
Same, but
Oh,
Bigger.
for elephants.
Damn.
yeah. you
Damn,
gotta-
how much does it take to put an elephant into a K-hole?
A lot.
We should
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, okay, so yeah, elephants start freaking out.
Yeah.
They're right in her way. They're like throwing human bodies all over the place.
knocking
And then
children down.
Out of nowhere, this giant like garage
Yeah.
like busts open. Bahubali's like pulling
Senior.
this. What?
Senior.
Oh,
Yeah, Bahubali
Bahubali
Senior.
Senior is pulling this like giant like parade float kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a imagine if a food cart were the size of a skyscraper.
Yeah,
Yes.
building.
Yes, and pushed all of the same. Pushed as if it is a food cart. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And
He
then
just
he
kinda,
like
like-
rams it into an elephant, right?
Yeah.
And then it creates this like little like opening
Between
for her to
two
walk straight
giant
through
wheels.
it.
Yeah.
And then he like pours this like almost looks like turmeric or something.
That's what I
I'm sure
assumed
it's-
it was.
Well, I
It's-
maybe
it's-
probably should.
Maybe
No.
it was ketamine.
No,
It's
it's
like
something
a-
with the
it's like a holly-
the festival of colors type
Yeah.
Makes
of
more
dust
Powder, yeah.
Is that
But I
not
was saying
turmeric?
like that's probably ketamine
I think it's
Oh.
ketamine.
because he chilled that elephant the fuck out when he
Yeah.
poured that stuff on that
Bahubali.
elephant.
Yeah. I think
Elephant was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Rainey,
I
can
think
you look
he's-
up, does turmeric chill out elephants?
Yes.
I think it's probably like the powder that they use at like Holly
Yeah, yeah,
festivals.
And then
Um,
also search, do they put ketamine into the powder at Holy?
That would be crazy.
Why it's so
Don't search
popular.
that. It's such a cool
But yeah, he
opening
humbles those
sequence.
elephants real quick.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah, I think he
you
like
an elephant
alphas
don't-
them also.
He does,
Like
yeah.
he just like looks them in the face. And
He's like,
just
"Shut
I'm
the
fucking-
fuck down."
shut the
They
fuck down.
listen
I'm
to
fucking
him.
Bahubali.
He's like Dr. Doolittle. Or who's
Yeah.
another
I mean, wouldn't
character
you?
that-
If he told you to like
Yeah.
sit the fuck
I'd
down,
be like,
Oh,
yes, daddy.
I'm sitting.
yeah. Especially like
Bahubali
if he like
speaks.
moved his hair.
him and
He,
his
like-
That's what
him
I'm
and
saying.
his CG muscles.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
well, that was Junior.
Yeah, dude.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah,
No,
Junior.
seniors, you
Well,
know.
senior never. We never see
his
like.
shirt is off.
I
Couple
don't.
times.
I don't know.
No, because he's always wearing the chest plate. So it was
Yeah.
his brother Bala
Yeah.
has got
Oh,
muscles.
he's got
Yeah.
real muscles. But the actor that plays Bahubali, I don't think he's jacked like that. Because when he's shirtless at the end, I was like, wait, I think that's CG.
Yeah.
Like He's got like CG
abs.
abs and like pecs.
He's still
weird.
strong. He's got
still
big
strong,
arms.
yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
big dude.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. So he's wearing a chest plate the whole movie, right? So his abs are like, chest plates like have like etched in abs.
Yeah.
Do you have an update about turmeric?
Just says this is just from Curia, and that's the only thing that has anything to say about this. But it says that in ancient India, turmeric is healing, and so he put a bunch of turmeric on the elephant to
It is
to soothe
healing
it, like
That
to
is
heal it.
turmeric.
It's
So,
healing.
oh my God, there was like, it was emotional. The elephant had a
Panic
wound,
attack.
a panic
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like
Our
Puss in
guy.
Boots 2.
Damn it.
Love him.
Yeah.
Like Puss in Boots too. It's crazy.
So yeah, Baahubali. And by the way, this dude he's strong,
Sure.
but yeah, he has CGI abs at the end of the movie,
At
which is
this
very
fucking
funny.
point, why not?
But Bala is ripped, and there's
Yeah,
one
he's-
point where they have his back muscles, and then he like,
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. He like dislocated his back, like his entire
I've let him
spine.
dislocate my back.
All right, well,
Hey.
hey, blow it out. So he like dislocated his spine in some way, shape, or form, and then he just flexed it back into place.
Yeah.
And it was
Wow.
fucking nuts. That's the most impressive back.
It's
did
giving
replay-
guy
we
who
did
flexed
replay
his
that.
arm cast
Yeah.
off.
Oh,
The
The
Rock.
Rock?
Yeah.
Guy?
Fast
the
Seven.
guy,
Oh,
So
y'all
nuts.
know.
Yeah.
the guy,
The guy from the episode last week.
the guy,
Yeah,
That's
Rock.
crazy.
Rock guy.
Rock.
Mr. Rock.
guy.
rock guy. So yeah, I mean, it's such a badass ceremony to have this, like the fire on the head, the walk. It immediately creates mythos.
Yeah.
And it's like important for reasons that I can't really understand, but I feel it.
Yeah. But
very
it comes back
grand.
around.
Sure fucking does.
Does.
So just to now come back to where we were before, Baahubali Senior, Princess, bandits attacking the kingdom. Baahubali has been trying to hide who he is this entire time. He's been given all the credit to our goofy little prince to be. And now he's like, no, I'm a fucking badass, and I'm going to, me and Gatapa are gonna murk 10,000 people each.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you get what might be, I'm gonna say one of the best scenes we've ever watched on this show.
Yeah.
Hallway arrows.
Oh, the hallway arrows.
Like
sure,
four at
yeah.
a time.
okay.
The killing zone. The kill zone.
kill zone.
That's one crazy
Oh,
escape room.
yeah.
Try to get through that hallway.
Like context to the scene in general. She like, I'm sorry. What is her name? So
Davicina,
Yeah.
Davicina.
which I'm probably not pronouncing perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
yeah.
go ahead and guess that.
Yeah. Davicina is trying to shoot two arrows into two different targets as she's like, as Baahubali is like watching or whatever and being a dope or what have you.
This
And
is
he's
earlier on.
earlier on. And he's like, oh wow, look at how beautiful she is, like how stunning. He's just like enamored by her wits and her ability to actually even try this in the first place. But of course he knows how to do it, but he's not gonna say anything. Fast forward to this scene. She's like, oh, look at this like group of people. And he comes out of nowhere with this fucking bow and arrow. And he's like, miss. Four fingers. What he say?
Yeah,
he
he
said
said
four
four fingers. Put
Pull
your
them out.
hand
Put,
out.
put an arrow on each finger. Aim backwards like this. Pull back and let go. And like literally teaching her how to do the thing that she was
With
trying
not
to
two,
do.
but three
But
arrows.
three
Yeah.
arrows.
It's so good too because leading up to this, first of all, you see her murking people by
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
going
bad
full
bitch.
Legolas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
Which is
and
nuts.
then all of a sudden she turns around and in
Slow-mo.
perfect slow motion,
Oh my God.
two arrows.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right.
Oh.
That's right.
I
Oh,
love it
fuck.
when a guy almost kills me to hit on me.
What the
Split
fuck?
her head
So hot.
and jingle her earrings.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
headshot behind her. And in that moment, she goes, oh, bitch, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
We
your
are-
babies.
Yeah.
We love each other forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he does the 4 arrow thing.
Yeah.
And now they're both shooting 3 arrows at a
Yeah.
time.
And then they take it up a notch.
Yeah.
They go 6 arrows,
Oh yeah.
right? Because they both.
6 arrows
I
on
think
one.
they use like both their hands
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
one bow.
Yeah, on one bow.
And they shoot 6 arrows.
Yeah,
That's
sex is
love.
cool, but you ever tried shooting 6 arrows with your partner before?
That's how you know, when they say you know, that's what they mean, that moment right there.
2 hands holding each other. It's pretty inefficient, but God, it's cool.
Yeah.
They were like, how can we top the
Why-
first movie?
what
What
the
can we
fuck
do? It's
are
the
we-
little moments.
Why are we so obsessed with realism and how grounded a story is when we can just have somebody shoot 6 arrows from one bow?
We got the Fast and the
Exactly.
Furious. You know,
Yeah.
that's our version.
But even the Fast and Furious is just like every time they do something silly, everybody's like, "Oh, it's not realistic." Blah blah blah. And
oh, like why do we as an audience
Yeah.
like need more realistic action?
Well, and also like I feel like they always have to try to justify it in Fast and the Furious, where they're like,
yeah.
where they're like, we're going to space, and then like you have to have Tyrese be like, I can't believe we're in space
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this car,
yeah.
and it's like if you just like
Went to space.
yeah,
in a
just went to
car.
space, and you're like, yeah,
And like shut up.
It's a little bit, it feels like the Joss Whedon effect too,
Mhm.
where when the first Avengers came out, I mean, by the way, and it fucking hit for all of us.
Sure.
But it was did you see that? Like
He's
it's
right behind me, isn't he?
It's the quippiness
Yeah.
about it, which
Yeah.
is like, hey, we're not taking ourselves too seriously here. We know it's goofy and we're going to actually make fun of it before you can.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, that starts to feel like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Like you are not, like, just own it, man.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
be who you want to be.
Yeah.
You could be Baahubali. You could go all the way. You could, guys, the next scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
got,
my God.
you got
Oh,
a damn.
God.
Well, because like yeah, then it's revealed there's still like 50,000 more bandits coming.
Yeah. No,
So-
that's
so
Ba-
What are
Bandit
they gonna
round
do?
one.
There's like 50
There's
of
so
them.
many.
Yeah.
The midpoint of this movie is the final fight of Return of the King. It's like
Yeah.
of that scale.
Yes.
But it's one guy taking them all down.
But what did we expect? Again, like when we saw the first one, remember how long that final war scene is? Like, if you're gonna flash back, which again, didn't know, you gotta go fucking 10 times. Like this being the midpoint fight scene had to be fucking huge.
I'm trying to just remember what the details, because these are just images floating through my mind. We have rams or bulls,
The,
Bulls with
the bulls with the fire on their
yeah,
horns.
Yeah.
which was
because they give like those like farmers or whatever like a pep speech, and they're like you
Not
could
a
be a
pep
warrior.
talk, a
Oh,
pep
sorry,
speech.
Yeah,
yeah,
with
a pep
us,
talk.
yeah.
He's
Very
like you
different.
could be warriors too, blah blah blah, and then they like. Yeah, they send the bulls down, which like seems kind of ineffective because
does nothing.
they hit like 5 bad guys,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
all the other bad guys just wait for the bulls to cross.
Yeah, I think it like gives them more time because they almost made like a moat of flaming bull like around the castle or
Right.
like
Time out,
stopping.
time out.
Yeah,
okay.
all right,
Go
no,
back
yeah.
in
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, give them more time to like I guess think of things. Anyway, then they go to the
They light their
dam.
bulls on fire. Like,
Yeah.
did you hear
Yeah,
it?
who
Did you hear
cares?
us, guys?
Yeah, the bulls are on fire. Their
Yeah,
horns
what
are
the
on
fuck?
fire.
I mean, that's sick as
but
fuck.
but that whole scene, there is like a Chekhov's dam.
yeah.
Because when you first see that kingdom, they show you this dam that is just like has this kind of shitty setup of these logs, these logs that are holding all this water back. And you see it and you're like, well, they're definitely gonna blow that dam open.
we quietly just said to each other, "Is like, I don't think that dam's gonna open." we didn't know where this. I mean, Ian did, but Zach and I didn't know where this is going. We were just looking at the structural integrity of a dam. It was like knocking on it like a dad.
That's
Like,
not Baahubali level dam.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
I don't think this is good enough wood to
This
hold
ain't
all this
passing
water.
inspection.
Yeah, no, this is like
right.
IKEA level
Yeah.
wood. No, it's got it.
But of course, the dam does get pulled down
By Bahoobs.
By Bahoobs
And a bunch of,
Senior.
and the flaming
the
bulls.
the farmers as well. They like attach rope to the bulls as they run away, and they like pull the logs out from the dam. Pretty much all the water just washes on the invading bandits, and then you just get this.
No,
Well,
Garrick goes.
you called it out.
Yes.
What did you say?
I said, I swear to God, if he comes down on a log, this is
Surfing a log.
It's
Garrick
surfing
just
a
goes,
log.
surf down. Surf
Surf
down.
down.
Surf down.
Stop.
Surf down. Come on.
Surf on a log.
Surf on a log.
Surf on a fucking log.
And so we're waiting. And it's like more water
Yeah.
than you've ever seen.
Ever.
Yeah.
This is like if you imagine the waterfall from the first movie, it is that level of Niagara Falls. And we go,
Yes.
and like you're seeing these little bodies like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some of that was I think some of it was miniatures.
Yeah.
Like when the dam broke, I was like, I think that's a miniature. And then there's like another spot because they did the same thing in RR. Like the whole train sequence was like part miniature.
Wow.
So anyway,
Artiste.
sorry.
Well, and it's so much water, like, and you see these little ant people going, and you go, "Oh, okay." I mean, this is like you can't surf down that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Right. And then,
Of course.
cuts to our boy just cruising as it kind of dunk.
Surfing a giant log and it just like settles right at the front. It turns the kingdom into like waterfront property.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
Jesus. Haven't we gotten that? This is an allegory. He is Jesus Christ. He can do anything.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like every lead in Bollywood films can do whatever.
Yeah.
We applauded. We screamed.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like
Yeah.
full on, like,
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah, you called it. You called it.
It just felt so good to watch him just defy reality over and over and over. It's very anime-like, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
for
gonna say
sure.
it sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons journey or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called, where
it's
you're
very
just like,
fun.
oh wow, that can happen.
Yeah, and
Of course it can.
the way he kind of like chilled into damn near his parking spot.
Yeah.
He was like,
I'm sorry, damn near.
It's the last episode, guys.
Yeah, yeah. The way that he kind of cruised in.
He just coasted right up to right up to everyone.
Yeah, right up to everybody, and like continued a conversation as if to say, like, "Oh, what the fuck was going on back there?"
Yeah,
You know,
that
like
didn't
this
just
is,
happen.
yeah, the weather's nice, isn't it? Like,
I
just
control the weather.
Yeah, be cheeky about it. It was just, it's such a good
Cinema.
It's cinema.
Yeah.
Truly, that is like it's a revelatory moment.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why when you talk about why we can't accept, like, why do we need realism? It's because you make something so casual like that, such a little small mundane moment in a film like of this nature, you only expect it to get more and more crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
You, Ian, mentioned that it like the entire society, like the next scene that we cut to, they've
Yes.
fully accepted that they're a maritime society.
Yes.
They travel by boats.
Yes.
Yeah. Like they have docks built. They're just like, oh yeah, this is what we do.
This is what it is. Yeah.
They leave on a boat and there wasn't water there before.
No.
He's like, oh, I guess this is our boat now.
Yeah.
There's oh my God, this shot is so cool where he's like, you're coming with me on this boat. We're gonna let's get married.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Davicina, to get on the boat, he goes into the water, waist up, puts his arms from the dock to the boat, and she calmly walks across his arms and
Ladies,
biceps.
if he wanted to, he would. I don't get that level of like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair.
I was
Yeah.
watching that and I was like, oh, don't step on his elbows. Don't step on his elbows.
Don't
save those elbows.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, us
God.
with chronic pain, we're like, oh no.
Shit.
Shit. Yeah. But he's a very strong voice. Of course, he was able to do it without even thinking about it. Lucky
Chivalrous.
for him. Lucky for him.
Yeah.
Oh God, I wish I had that joint strength.
And then that takes us into our first musical, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering where the music was.
Yeah,
for
they
so
were kind of
long.
lacking on the songs in this, which is okay, fine.
Well, whatever.
But like the way that it goes from movie to musical is confusing because they're just on the boat and then all of a sudden magic just starts happening.
Yeah.
And then the boat starts flying and they're like sending out like Hadoukens of like magic. I don't even know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Sparkle.
Yeah.
puffs of
Yeah.
magic.
I love that because it's just like once you start a musical, we're already talking about like a reality less movie, but once the music starts, all of that shit goes out of the window. There is no reality. Now it's just like the boat
It's an
flies.
acid trip.
Yeah.
Hadoukens exists. It's fucking sick.
Powered by love.
Yeah, she controls the
they do a
seas.
wardrobe change.
They do a wardrobe change. I think that's probably where they conceive a child. I'm not sure, but
That's a good point.
yeah, it was just the boat was fucking awesome for one. The boat was just this
Like boats should fly.
Yeah, boats should fly.
It's very honeymoon
Boats should fly
phase.
and flap their wings and be shaped like swans. Yeah.
Yeah. there's this whole confusing bit where the brother basically he's having a little hissy fit because Baahubali is going to get the kingdom. He's going to be king. And he knows that the mother is going to give him whatever he wants as like consolation. So he's like, he hears that Baahubali wants to marry this princess, Davasena. So he's like, Mummy, can you give me this woman as my bride? She doesn't know that Bahubali's already courted her. So they send like all this word of oh, we want you to be the bride for this, to marry the prince of this kingdom. She thinks it's Baahubali. Baahubali thinks it's Baahubali.
Yeah, big syntax error there. Big
yeah.
My son, which one?
Yeah.
And then they get to the kingdom and she's like, okay, like go stand with your husband or whatever the heck happens. And she walks towards Baahubali, and then everyone gets the sort of anime moment with like, because she went to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that. Mom did. We didn't know that the brother was evil. Well, no,
Right.
we kind of did.
We did.
But
Yeah.
nobody else knows that
Nobody
in the
else
movie.
knew.
Yeah.
Dude, but the way that
Great setups.
Baahubali rides for his bride,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, he gave up the whole
He gave up
kingdom for
everything.
her.
he was like, all right, she was like, choose the kingdom or her. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to choose her. And then at one point, he's like, the mom is like, she gets mad at Davasena for like speaking back again and again. And so there's one point where they're like, okay, well, if you're not going to do this, then we're going to jail you or put you in chains, whatever. And Baahubali steps up and he goes, a sword against Davasena is Bahubali's sword against you or something. It's just like,
you want to come for my bitch? I'm going to come for you, bitch, first.
Hell yeah.
Well, and then
I think maybe it was like a finger on her and it's my sword. It was like, oh, it was so good.
Sexy.
yeah. And then she gets in trouble.
Yeah, because she
Because
talked back
they
too much.
decide like, okay, we're gonna give up our like, title to the throne.
Yeah.
And she goes to like the ceremony, and she gets told like, no, you can't go up with the royals. You have to go along with the commoners. And then there's like the nephew.
Yeah.
Creepy
And he's
commoner.
like touching all the women as they go
Yeah.
On
by.
their
And he's like,
bellies
and he's
their
looking
hair.
at Davison. And he's like, "You're next.
Yeah.
Come
I'm
here."
gonna
Yeah.
fucking get a couple touches.
And
And
then
what
she
does she
fucking
do?
cuts his fingers off.
She cuts his whole
Yeah.
fucking hand off.
and
Yeah.
then
She's a badass character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is a
Give it up.
badass character.
She says, I cannot be
Yeah.
inconvenienced by your phalanges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be gone
and then
with
they
them.
take her to like
court.
to
Yeah.
court,
Yeah.
and Bahubali's not there because he hadn't heard about this.
He was busy.
And they're like charging her with like cutting off the nephew's fingers, and then Baahubali busts in. He's like, "I'm here to protect my wife," and he goes up and he's like, and he goes to her and he's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Well, I cut his fingers off because he did this," and he's like, "You fucked up.
You're wrong.
You should not have cut his fingers off. You should cut his whole fucking head off." And he just
Yeah.
cuts his head off
Hell
right there in
yeah.
court.
So
That was sick.
fucking
That's some
fire.
Bonnie and Clyde shit.
Yeah.
That's like,
No, they
oh.
have some truly like just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
lines in this movie that are
Yeah.
just like, you're just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really think it's going one way and it goes a completely opposite,
Yeah.
cooler fucking direction.
Right. Because there is a really good like misdirect where you're just like, okay, I didn't know that he was gonna finally choose his family
Yeah.
over his bride. It was like, fuck no, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna.
Our boy Baahubali has never had a wrong moment.
No,
I think he's
no,
been
he's
a
correct
hero.
every single.
Senior and junior.
Yeah.
Neither of them have ever had their like.
Yeah,
Well, except for maybe trusting Kataba.
he's too trusting, maybe.
Which one? Senior, junior.
Senior.
Oh yeah.
Which, like, honestly, I would love that to be my flaw. I'm just too,
Right.
too,
Yeah, too
too. My
Yeah.
heart's too good.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but it wasn't even really Katapa's fault.
he was
Sure.
forced. Yeah,
Yeah.
Watching Katapa have to do, I mean, it hurt me.
that's
Yeah.
And you're watching,
And
it's
him-
crazy because the movie goes so long.
Right.
And you know, the last movie ended with Katapa stabbing this dude.
Yeah.
And so by the time you get to it, part of you're like starting to bargain with yourself.
That is
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, you're like, well, Katapa can't do that. That's his
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're best friends.
And it was like after Katapa, like there is that fight or whatever where they're like fighting off bandits and Katapa gets injured and he's just like, and Baahubali rescues him, takes him to a place where they can like rest up or whatever. and he's like, just leave me here to die.
Ugh.
I just want to die. Like, and he's like
telling
trying to tell him, I have to kill you without saying it. And he's just like, just please, I just want to die. Because he also like, the queen and her son also gave him the option to die. And he was just like, I'll take that. I'd rather do that than do that or whatever.
Then kill my bestie.
Then kill my best friend. And then I forget.
Then the queen goes, all right, well, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
and
I
he's
will
like,
regardless. Yeah.
No, okay, no. I'll do it. I'll fine.
Yeah.
You
Better-
dramatic bitch.
But during that time, so they get banished.
Yeah.
Right.
They get banished from the kingdom. And so Baahubali just goes out to like the commoners. And,
Like a desert. They're at like Burning Man.
And then like because
Teaches
Baahubali is
them.
the smartest man and the
Yeah.
best man,
Yeah.
he goes out to these commoners that are all having like the worst life. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to invent machinery. I'm going to teach people engineering.
Yeah.
And just starts fixing all of their problems with these like wild contraptions. He's like, women are climbing up these like ladders because they have to get water super far down. Instead, I'm going to create like a palm tree contraption with a boat that'll fling the water from down below up to the top so everyone could have water without getting
He's an
hurt.
inventor.
He creates gears. Baahubali single-handedly kickstarts the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, he does.
Jesus.
Fuck yeah.
He's
That's
a carpenter.
India.
There's so much backstabbing in this movie because the brother is like, he's jealous that even though Bahubali's been like extricated from the kingdom and been banished, he's like, but he's still more popular than me. And
Yeah.
he loves everyone loves him and not me. We have to kill him.
Yeah, he's got to
Right.
go.
Yeah, they
but
have
you
that.
Can't like he doesn't have the authority to order an execution on Baahubali. The only person that does is the queen.
Yeah.
So he's like, how can we manufacture a revolt that'll then convince the queen to order an execution on Baahubali?
Drama.
So they send a fake assassin after
Right.
Baahubali
Yeah.
and then have the assassin chicken out at the very end and then go to the brother and the weird uncle
Yeah.
with the tiny arm.
Big
And-
mustache, tiny arm.
and they have this conversation where they're like, oh, the assassination didn't work out, and then they leave, and then the uncle's there still, and the cuck guy, let's call him the cuck guy.
That's
the
who
cuck
he
guy.
is.
We love
He's been
it.
eavesdropping,
Mm.
and he goes to the uncle, and he's like, I heard everything, and the uncle's like, oh, it's all gone out of control. Wait, let me help you kill the brother.
Yeah.
And so you think like, oh, like, okay, the uncle's like kind of
Not
like,
as bad as we thought.
yeah, not as bad as we thought. He's like helping out the good guys to take down the bad guy. Takes him into the secret passage to kill the brother.
Yeah.
There's,
That
like,
only
stone
royals know
elevators
about.
Yeah.
into their
Yeah.
bedroom.
Yeah. Very cool.
He's almost about to kill him. And then, it was all a setup.
Oh, fuck. God damn. And then like they tied this whole story back to Baahubali sending this hit out because it's just like only
Right.
royals know about that secret passageway. So who else would be able to tell
So
him?
that was his mom who put a hit on him?
No, that was his
No.
aunt.
Okay,
Well,
so
yeah,
Baahubali Senior
but
and
his-
Junior
his-
both have aunts as mothers?
Yeah, it's like legal
No,
guardian,
it's-
let's say.
Baahubali Senior was okay. Bala is her real birth son.
Yes.
But Baahubali Senior was raised as
As
her
her-
son
yeah.
too.
And then Baahubali Jr. is also raised by his aunt because his mom died in the river.
He was raised by the
The
common
river
folk.
people.
The people, the tribe at the
yeah.
bottom of the waterfall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the woman that was carrying him
That's
is,
the queen.
is
This woman.
the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got to rewatch this, obviously, tonight. So I'm busy.
So you were talking about
Oh yeah. So they manufacture this whole fake assassination attempt to finally get the queen to be like,
Fuck
okay, like
Baahubali.
fuck
Senior.
Baahubali.
Yeah.
which-
My son. She
which
can't
leads
kill my
us in
son.
it leads us into the pre-climax because we got kind of two climaxes here.
Sure.
While you were talking about that, I was thinking about Bala, seeing how much everyone loves Baahubali, and so they crown Bala king. or whatever it is. And he's
Yeah.
sitting on this ziggurat. He's like on top of this pyramid. And he has a ring of the pyramid that he's sitting on,
Yeah.
which is so badass.
Fire.
But they announce him as king and everyone's like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
whatever.
and then they say, and then your commander, Baahubali.
Baahubali.
And people are like, fuck yeah.
let's fucking go. They make an earthquake.
Yeah, they do. They create.
Yeah.
Even the elephants are getting in on it.
Yeah.
They're like, somebody get out the ketamine. Baahubali's back.
The
Yeah,
turmeric,
get the turmeric.
ketamine.
And then I don't know if I saw this in my notes. I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? And it sprung back to my memory. All of these people in a show of how much they love Baahubali take their swords and whoosh, slice their hands open.
my
Oh yeah,
God.
the Royal Guard or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I blocked that out.
Yeah, I don't.
Ouchies.
Do you remember the lightning strike tree where it like blasts on fire? We rewinded it.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we fucking did.
Okay,
He-
so that's
This
during.
is this is junior.
No,
No, this is senior. This
Yeah.
is senior.
This
This
was
is
in
This is
the-
scene,
picking up
right?
the story
Like,
where you left us off.
right
So
where
now,
Katapa's been sent to assassinate him.
His bestie.
They set up like a weird thing with these bandits where they're like about to kill Katapa, and Baahubali saves him, and then Baahubali starts murdering just hundreds of guys.
Yeah,
right.
easily.
arrows
And what's the
flying
deal with
from-
the tree?
I just remember
So
at one. Go ahead.
he like staples bodies to this tree and then
Oh,
lifts
fuck.
the tree
Yes.
up. Lifts the tree up to be like, these are your fucking boys.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
look at what I did to your goddamn boys, and then fucking sends a fucking lightning bolt to the tree,
Full of
blows
boys.
up the tree, and he just like fucking takes it. And the way that the actor reacts to it, I feel like they blew something up behind him.
They blew
Definitely
something
seems
up.
that way because there's this giant like force of wind behind
Yeah,
them
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
that they couldn't have. I mean, like I guess they could have had the fan or something,
Right.
but
Nah.
I really feel like they blew something up directly
Yeah, yeah,
behind
Blew
yeah,
him.
something up, I would say, too close to him.
Yeah.
A little too close to him.
Insurance.
Yeah.
That was hot.
It is a
Yeah.
fucking sick shot
Insurance?
though.
That is
Like we had to
Right.
go back and like rewind that scene
Yeah.
because that shot is so fucking
It's
sick.
so
It's
powerful.
fire.
That's an only in Tollywood shot.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Or
'Cause
anime.
Tollywood, I'm
right?
sorry. I said Bollywood before.
Yeah,
Tollywood
yeah.
is
It-
my
it's
mistake.
so like it's such a big explosion,
Yeah.
so close to the actor. It is
Yeah.
such a powerful shot. It is one of those like, all right, guys,
We got
one of
day.
these.
We got one of these.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe he
Yeah.
called it. He was like, "You guys can do this next to me one time,
Yeah.
and then
Right,
that's it, because I'm not risking that
Yeah.
you burn my fucking beautiful hair."
Yeah.
Mm.
Isn't he bald?
no,
No, Baahubali.
no, Katapa finally kills our boy.
Oh, God.
Fire everywhere.
Pain.
What can possibly happen? Well,
Sorry, what could possibly? Where are you
Where are
getting
you
at?
going? Yeah, because I was going to say, you're just going to skip over that.
The final words.
I want to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're going to
keep
talk
going.
about that.
Oh,
that
I
kill
just
scene.
not
Yeah.
the kill scene happens, everything happens, or whatever. He's like, man, yeah, they got me, I guess, but it's okay. I still forgive you. And then he like takes his sword,
Oh, yeah.
like,
yeah.
finds himself a seat, and just like poses his death in a way that is so fire to where I'm just like, if you could just make a statue out of this death scene, or if I were to, in some way, shape, or form, get old enough to die of old age,
You know you're going.
I know how the fuck I'm going out.
That's what you want?
Oh, at
The Baahubali.
Oh, it's
without
so sick.
question, it's so fire.
It's like the
starting at
Heisman
70.
of death.
Yeah.
Starting at 70, every time Garrett goes to bed, he's
Yes.
gonna put his sword in the
Yeah.
ground
Yeah.
and lean.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna wake up and go,
Yeah,
Yeah,
God
damn it.
damn it.
Live,
Maybe
live
next
to see
time.
another day.
Maybe
Fuck.
next time. Oh my God. If imagine they found Elvis like that. There would be no more like, oh, he shit himself story. Like nobody would care.
He's
Look at
on
how
the
sick he
on the
looks.
toilet with the sword.
Yeah, with the sword.
Honestly,
Yeah,
we should
that'd
all
be pretty
choose how
sick.
we want to go.
Yeah.
he makes himself essentially like he turns his sword into the throne.
Yeah.
And he says, I am the forever king.
Ugh,
Pretty much. Yeah. Oh my. It's,
But his final words.
word.
yeah.
Take care of my mother.
Yeah.
The woman who put the hit out on
Yeah.
me.
You know, maybe take care of my wife and my unborn child, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Nah, there is that was weird. Remember, he was like, "Oh, she's knocked up. She served her purpose of this movie. Women are done."
Mm.
But the mother thread has not been tied closed, and I need something
this
to
movie
feel.
has mommy issues.
You know,
Yeah, it is.
Let's call a spade a spade.
because he once he had a kid, that was it for her.
Well, no. When we get back,
Well,
to
we get the Lion King moment,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
but that was kind of it.
Well, Yeah, you're right.
I appreciate you trying.
No, I just think that it was just fire that from the first film that they were like, oh, why are you picking up these sticks? And it's just like, it's for your funeral pyre, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like I just thought that was just like a cool thing. And it just like kind of moved over to the last 20 minutes of this. And that badassery coming to fruition in the end there. I was like, it's just, she's awesome.
It ties up
word.
really nicely.
Also, sorry, I don't mean to time out real quick, but can we reverse just a little bit to when you talked about this guy was sitting on something and you used a crazy fucking word.
Cigarette?
What is that?
It's just I think.
Y'all know what
I
this
think
is?
you're right. I think you're right.
I think
That's
a
what it is.
pyramid
Rainie, have you ever?
It's like a step-
we
like a
all
step
just let that
pyramid,
slide
right?
by.
It's just a
We
step.
all just were like, yeah.
So a
Zach knows what
pyramid
he's
is like
talking
in Egypt, the pyramids, but
I think
there
it's like
are,
an older pyramid.
like if you think about Aztec and the Mayans, the type of pyramid that is like step pyramid,
yeah.
I believe is called a ziggurat.
It is called a ziggurat.
about. Wow, I learned so much on this podcast.
Yeah, you said that and I was like, very good, Zach.
I was like,
Yeah.
we
Can
all
I tell you
just-
also? I was a little nervous.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Played
I don't
that
know.
cool as a
I don't know.
cucumber, brother.
Bahubali Sr. dies,
Oh.
but the circle of life, Bahubali Jr.
The reincarnation.
is born. You have an incredible shot where the baby's hand sort of daps up.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
my
have this
word.
like they have this like motif of like giving somebody their word.
Yeah.
And they do this thing with the hand. And yeah, the baby gives his word. It's like this little baby hand that goes, hey. Like that baby's dapping him up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That baby was
It was so good. That was
paid
so
actor.
good.
And the queen redeems herself because she finds out that she was tricked. And she
that
was like, fuck,
sad.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
And she hears that his last words were take care of my mother. So she helps protect them because they're going to come kill the wife or imprison the wife. They're going to kill the baby. So that's right. Queen goes out there. She hears about the backstabbing. Queen goes out there with the baby. Baleba, whatever his name, he's like,
Bala.
yeah, she's going to kill that baby, whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes, this is your new king.
He's holding with one
The
arm.
baby, yeah.
This. Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at this fucking
Look at
baby.
And people go nuts.
Yeah.
Well, she announces too to everyone, Bahubali is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is your new king.
Right.
Yeah. And then also like she names him because she named Bahubali as well. And I think it's in the same fashion.
I believe you.
It's like, I think like his.
Well, he's
Bahubli's
Shiva, right?
No, Shiva was a nickname.
Right.
I think it's Marinda. I think is is the junior.
Right.
Like Amarinda or something.
Beautiful.
Right. Well, I believe that's the first time that you hear his name,
Right.
and I'm just thinking out loud.
So the one who holds him up to be like, this is your king is also the one that holds him up
Yeah.
when he.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
so that goes back to the first
Symbolism.
movie
Yeah.
when we first met Baby Bahubali. There was this woman washing down the river, and it's just a hand holding up a baby above water. And we now learn that is the queen. That her final act of defiance, of love, of dedication is no matter what happens to me, I'm going to hold this baby up, start the revolution, set this entire franchise in action. We are now 2 hours and 10 minutes into this film.
Yes.
And it is time to
For
come
the
back
catapult.
to the present.
Time for the actual sequel.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour prequel as a sequel with a sequel ending. We have a crazy dope final battle. We've talked about some of those beats.
Yeah.
You both mentioned as well that we saw the mom like collecting sticks in the first movie. What was that for? Well, there is a ceremony every 20-something
Every
years.
26 years. And guess
Yeah.
what? It's
It's-
been 26 years.
It's game time.
And it's fucking time, motherfucker. So now, during this giant final battle, while Bahubali is taking down everyone, Bala, an old man who's ripped as fuck, they're fighting each other.
Shredded.
Well, it's time to prove who the real queen is. And so she puts that fire shit on her head. She starts walking.
She has to do like
Loops.
She has to do like 3 rounds, and like the priests or whatever they are, like the wise men are like, wait, you have to stop her because this is like a bad.
She'll
bad
take
thing.
over.
If
If
she completes that process.
It
So
seems
they're
like there's a queen and a king, but they're not married in this thing, right? There's because no. Because wasn't like previously the mom was the queen and then Bala was the king? Or they have different roles?
No, the king died and she took over as the ruler until the next king was like of age to be selected.
Okay, ignore what I said. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah. To be selected. Yeah. And I forget the exact like mechanism of the selection, but yeah, it was supposed to be Baahubali.
But there's something about her doing this ceremony where if she can complete it 3 times, it's like, oh, she that bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
And so now you have this giant battle scene, and finally, Bala and Baahubali have been fighting, and Bala ends up on this giant pile of sticks that she's been collecting, just as she finishes her 3rd lap with this flaming coal balancing on her head.
Oh God!
And she says some badass line that I didn't write down. Boom! Drops the bucket. Lights that bitch on fire.
Yup.
Wow.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
Yeah. And then they ate him.
They ate him?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
No.
I
You
was
didn't
like,
see that? That was
fuck?
that was
Yeah.
a post-credit sequence.
That was a post credit.
Can you
It's like
imagine?
the Marvel shawarma scene.
Yeah.
It's
just different.
You know, but it was with his
What did they send that
tribal
big golden head off down the river at the end? What was that?
Oh, that was
Uh,
his statue,
yeah.
and it was going down to where the movie began.
And they were like, fuck this statue.
There's
Yeah,
like Bala
basically.
don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, they're also at one point during the Baahubali versus Bala fight. They both throw spears at each other.
Yeah, dude, we were shouting at that.
Yeah. We started screaming.
They threw spears at each other at the same time, and Bahubuli's spear broke through the other dude's spear.
Yeah,
That's
it was
doing
tip to
Harry
tip.
Voldemort like
They did.
wand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beam
Nice
struggle.
use of that
No.
queer term.
Yeah. Ziggurat.
Wow.
Nice.
We could make ziggurat a queer term. That'd be
Oh, I
fun.
bet.
What do you think
A
ziggurating
pyramid?
is?
Well, it's
It's
a
the-
step
the
pyramid,
pyramid.
so you'd have to be pyramiding, but
Yeah.
like you're also getting fucked in the butt.
There you go.
This
There
is
it
my
is.
contribution to this
We got it.
podcast
There you
for
go.
all these years.
You're welcome, queer
Internet.
community.
We got you.
Don't
Thank you,
ever say
straight guys.
we're not thinking about you always.
Yeah. So everybody get out there and fucking ziggurat.
Yeah. Hey guys,
Get out there and
send
ziggurat.
your
I got
ziggurat
running.
photos to
Yeah.
Zach at tryguys.com.
Run it this weekend, baby.
You're gonna get at least 3.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I'd like to see,
Yeah.
and one of them's mine.
I think I figured it out.
Guys, this is what we were talking about, right?
Are y'all ready for some fun facts?
It's our
Nice.
final fun fact.
The explosion behind Bahubali's back was real.
There aren't a ton of
wish.
fun facts. It's tough.
It's all
we it's hard to research for this one. But
CG bore.
we have our Baahubali, the actor who
Yes.
played Baahubali.
Uh-huh.
His name's Prabhas. I'm trying my best. He postponed his marriage plans for this movie. Wow. He decided to dedicate himself for films for not 1, not 2, not 3,
Oh my God.
not 4, 5 years. This man delayed his marriage.
I
5
feel like
years.
maybe there's something
Yikes.
deeper to that.
Yikes.
That's how long it took to make these 2 movies?
I don't know. I'm just reading this one little sentence. I have no
Damn.
context.
Oh, no.
Also, if you didn't have the biggest multi-million dollar
Yeah.
wedding after 5 years of those movies.
Oh, he probably did. I mean,
But if
he's
you
like
didn't,
a rock,
there's
he's
something
like a rock
deeper,
star.
You know?
Yeah.
That was probably a sick wedding. Did they ever actually get married?
I hope so.
I hope
Well,
God,
that's
I
the
hope
question,
so.
isn't
God,
it?
I hope he
If
got
he's
a
an asshole or
fat rock.
amazing.
You know what's crazy?
Huh.
Bahubali and his brother Bala, they only speak to each other twice
I believe it.
in this movie.
They didn't care for each
Interesting.
other, and you could tell.
Yeah.
They're in scenes together, but
But they don't talk.
So to become Bahubali, to train for this role, he played volleyball.
Beautiful.
Yep.
He built a volleyball court in his home.
Beautiful.
Ergo, the CG bod.
Yeah, he did nothing. We didn't have to do anything. What are you fucking talking about?
He never hits a ball.
Volleyball is hard.
Yeah,
He never
sure.
hits a ball in the movie.
Yeah, not once.
Wow.
Maybe
Like-
that's.
It's
no.
like imagine a headline. It's like John Cena to prepare for the role as Peacemaker played pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what? You
Yeah, I can't wait to kayak to prepare for my
Yeah.
next role.
Yeah.
It's crazy thinking about the budget of this movie.
Yeah.
Compared to what is made in Hollywood. This is, I believe, more than the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a budget of 2.9 billion rupees. which is $29 million.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Which
it.
sometimes the CG showed that.
Sometimes it
That's,
showed
which
it.
is fair.
Really?
Which
I
is
thought
fair.
it looked
Oh.
really
There's some
expensive.
there are some points where it looks like a PlayStation game, and
Yeah.
that's
Damn.
okay.
And that's
There was
okay.
Because-
a great shot. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because it's only $29 million. If you gave this dude
Oh
the budget of a fucking Avengers film,
Yeah.
he would go nuts.
Max.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would.
Well, that is sort of RRR.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
RRR definitely had a better CG budget. There was
Yeah.
still some questionable parts,
Yeah.
Sure.
but yeah. Baahubali 2's got some questionable CG, but you don't care. You're
Who
just,
gives a
it's
shit?
just
Yeah,
kind of like
who
another thing
cares?
where you're just like it just kind of gave us another thing to like laugh about.
Yeah.
Where we're
And
just
it's
like,
charming.
oh yeah, like it
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
matter.
It's a try.
I feel like this looked way better than $29 million, and maybe my taste is poor.
Oh, definitely.
no,
it
that's
does.
fair.
This looked
It did.
incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, like I mean, we're joking about the CG, but like to pull a movie of this scope and scale off for $29 million is unbelievable.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope they paid
And
people
length,
well.
too.
I can't
No.
promise that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
We're just
Okay.
gonna. We're
Just
just gonna
Never mind.
I mean, the
Alright,
stars
okay.
probably get paid
A lot. A lot.
But yeah, I mean, like a movie that length, $29 million. That's like
crazy.
that's like a Blumhouse movie in the U.S.
Yes.
Like a very like you're gonna shoot a movie in 2 locations,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and that's all the money that you have.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
How
and-
much did it make back? Do
Oh.
you think?
It is the highest grossing Telugu film, the highest grossing South Indian film, and the second highest grossing Indian film worldwide.
Fuck
Uh-huh.
yes. So
Ah.
off of $29 million, they
Wow.
probably made back like $6 billion,
Wow.
which is fucking fire.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Also won a Saturn Award.
I read a fun fact.
Go on.
I'm pretty sure this was a fun fact. Maybe you could check me on this. They shot it in 2 different languages.
What?
Yeah.
What do you even
Instead
mean?
of dubbing, they reshot the scenes.
That's how I understood it. But I read that they shot it in, I think it was Tamil and Telugu.
What language did you read that fun fact in?
English, the only language I
Okay.
know.
I'm going to say, well, you said what made sense
You
to
are
you.
absolutely right. It was produced in the Telugu film industry and filmed in both Telugu and Tamil simultaneously.
Wow.
So they backed it up and then did it again, I guess. Like,
That's
think about
fire.
like
That's
you have a movie that's already like almost 3 hours long, and you're shooting each scene that has dialogue in
Twice.
2 different languages.
Bro, they
I
are
think-
just built different.
Yeah, because I think some of the stars are from like the Tamil like side of like the industry, and then some others that are from like the
That's
Fucking
cool.
crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's so cool. It was a big hit. I mean, it is considered one of the most influential movies in Indian cinema.
yeah.
Well, that's how I feel like that's actually shows that they knew it was going to be so successful. They needed to shoot it in 2 languages.
Yeah, and I think that's just also how you appeal to that. Like the country has so many different languages.
Yeah.
I'm speed reading Wikipedia just to like tell you the scope and scale of this movie and how popular it was. In 2017, this was the second most watched trailer on YouTube, behind only Infinity War.
Wow.
So this is
Fuck.
like this was a fucking phenomenon. It's the success of Baahubali. It paved the path for other Indian films to have that grand scale.
Yep.
A lot of
RRR.
Arr.
God, this movie just fucking rips so hard.
I think a lot of people liked Baahubali more than RRR. What do you guys think? I liked RRR more.
I liked
did
RRR
too.
more. I liked it more. I thought only because of the dance scene.
Yes.
The dance
Yeah.
sequence of
The
them doing
Romance.
the bromance of it all.
I'm just a sucker for like brotherhood.
Yeah.
And the like we hate each other,
And
but
British
also we
people
love
die.
each other.
British
Yeah.
people
We love
die.
British people dying.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's also the way that it starts off, where it's just like, oh
Don't
my
make
god,
me
look at
choose.
these like attacking people into this or I guess they were like prisoners or whatever, and he's just like he just jumps out
and there's
into a crowd
tiger.
of men and just
Yeah.
beats the shit out of all. Like that's fire.
Which is crazy because
Truly.
this opening had elephants on ketamine, and we still chose that one more. Yeah.
You had a couple of the like bros helping bros moments in this. There was one moment where he and Katapa like both took each other's forearms and flung each other, used each other.
And they're like throwing
into
weapons
battle.
to each other. There was a lot of stuff that was like almost felt like a preview to
for
what you
what
see in
RRR
RRR.
is. Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff with like the arrows and like slow motion and like shooting guys with arrows and then like gravity defying things. Like an arrow will like throw a guy across the room. Yeah. Just
using each other as weapons is also a big theme here, where they grab your arm and then like swing you around like a club.
Yeah.
That always gets me every time.
Always.
I will watch these fight sequences and I will literally close my eyes and take a nap during an Avengers fight scene.
So so like there's something about the practicality of fight scenes that has kind of gone away, and I've like read like, or I've seen an interview with Jackie Chan where he's just like, when we were doing like, kung fu films, everything was playing in the wide because we could do the thing. There was no real cuts, but you're just like watching each other, like watching these people hit each other, not like hard, but for real, and having a choreography that's very, very involved and playing off of the speed of the two actors. And you see that here more so than you do in like Avengers films. There's not a lot of cuts, it's just like, okay, so there's a hyper realism of them being on strings or whatever.
A lot of strings.
So much wire work.
Yeah, a lot of wire work. Yeah.
But it's just you're still seeing them perform everything, and it's not like cut super close or shaky cammed or anything. They're not trying to hide anything.
They just have more fun with the actual choreography of it.
Yeah.
It's like very original, and I don't see it anywhere else.
Now it's time for us to decide, is this film a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty? Ian, why should people watch this movie?
Oh, it is a motherfucking pleasure. I mean, they should watch. I mean, look, it's just a good time. Get some friends together that have like, I mean, even like friends that have never seen like an Indian movie before and have like no concept of like what it is, and just like experience something new. It's like going to a theme park for the first time ever. It's just a feeling that like you've never had before and you will never have again, and you'll be chasing that high forever.
Fuck yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say of that. It's a pleasure because we've done so many movies in this show, and there's no fucking way I could name most of them, but I have remembered every like Indian movie. Even though I watched this completely the wrong way, it somehow was still like a perfect pleasure of a film. Even though I had major questions like, how did he come back to life?
Well,
what happened
watch
to his
it with
original
your bros.
life?
You got to watch it with your friends.
I was
Not watch it in the shower on a little phone.
Where you have to read.
I had to go back and forth, but there are so many reasons why, not only just for its like grandiose, absurd.
You were in the shower for 2.5 hours?
No, Rick, I had to go in it. I switched from TV and then it was on my laptop first, and then it was on my phone. Anyway, but it's a pleasure for so many of the reasons why I hate the American version of these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
Like we can't do it like them. And for that, it's a pleasure.
I just like movies are meant to make you feel. They're meant to manipulate your emotions, to make you gasp, to make you scream, to make you cry, to make you believe in magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nicole Kidman, go off.
We come to this place.
Yeah.
It just fucking rips, man. It just like, it reminds you of the way that you felt when you saw your first movie.
Yeah.
The way that you just believed that anything was possible. It's so fucking fun. Again, like truly, thank you.
Yeah.
I would not.
Oh, I don't know. I think you would have found your way to it on your own.
You're too kind. It's I mean, I never want to stop exploring Tollywood and Bollywood movies. They're so fun, especially like this modern era of action film that is so much. We stopped the movie, and Ian and Garrick and I were like, should we with Kelsey, should we start a new podcast where we it's just us watching Indian film, Indian cinema?
Honestly, let's do a short run of it. Let's just do it
I do have a few we can watch.
Listen,
such a blast, man. And I apologize that I have not made even a modicum of effort to learn more about the Indian culture.
Well,
but
the
if
podcast is over,
but if this is my segue into it,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, ziggurat.
Yeah, it's a ziggurat. It's just pure entertainment. They're doing all of the things that you need for entertainment and not trying to like fluff it in a way, I guess in a pornographic way. Anyway, they're not trying to like. They're not trying to like mince words or anything like that. It's just like, here are the things that you need to be entertained. We're gonna sing. We're gonna dance. You're gonna see people flying through the air with shields, and you're gonna see people do things that they shouldn't be able to do and perform feats of strength that aren't possible. So you feel like you can do them too. And like I said it before, but like in an anime way, where it's just like, I'm here for the power fantasy. I'm not here for the realism at all. And for whatever reason, whenever we see people do anything, we're just like, well, this has to be as real as possible. And it's like, fuck all that. Let's just have them be flying through the air. Let's just have a boat flap its wings. Let's just have him surf down on a log. Why can't we do that? Watching this the whole time, I'm just like, yeah, we definitely strayed from God's light and God being just pure entertainment. And this film definitely did not. It just like walked into it and let it blind it, let its eyes go white, turn into like Daredevil or whatever the fuck. And it's beautiful. I think it's stunning. I think that everybody should watch this movie. It's the best movie. And it rips. Anyway, yeah, I'm done.
I'm realizing like I hope people are listening, but I also don't even give a shit because I wanted to just watch this movie and talk about it for an hour.
Yeah.
Like
that's been this whole show.
Yeah.
Ian, you're the best. You know where to find him on Smosh.
Thank you.
I'm at Corn Diddy on all things.
I'm at Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
I'm at Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next time,
Baahubali!